Hey guys, it is Belly Bean, and I'm here to tell you all about my experience with EF College Break. I did the Grand Tour of Europe, so if you're thinking of using them or you're thinking of going on this specific trip, keep on watching. If you don't know, EF College Break is a site where you get to do all these cool tours and package deals for a convenient price because you get to pay monthly. Alright, so I'm gonna go over some of the pros and some of the cons, and then I'll address kind of like the bigger questions that people probably have. So the pros that I thought is that they have everything planned. If you don't want to research at all about these cities or countries beforehand, which I really didn't, you don't have to worry. They have everything figured out for you. You're gonna learn so much about the history because I've never been one to do tours. I've never done tours, and you do tours with them. Like they show you the history, and you're absolutely fascinated because you might have not done it if you feel it wasn't for them, and they just kind of gave you all this background, all this knowledge. You go to all these excursions, fun things planned with them. You would be amazed at the things that you did in less than 24 hours. Like, oh, I had breakfast in Paris and then lunch in Belgium, and now I'm having dinner in Amsterdam. That's pretty wild. And with them, like, you don't have to worry about anything. It's just done. So that was definitely a huge pro. A big question that people probably have doing tours like this is like, oh, do I have to do a lot of the things that they want, and do I have enough me time? And the answer is yes. I think they did a pretty awesome job at this because everything that we did with them is things that you would want to do anyways. You know, you're gonna want to visit the main touristy things. You're gonna want to see the Leaning Tower of Pisa. I mean, you get to do what's included, and you get to also have enough time for yourself. And things are optional. You don't have to do the tour if you don't want to, but like I said, you're most likely going to, because why would you pass it up? They try and also give you like really funny tour guides or cool tour guides, so it's not boring like you think it would be. And this is for people ages 18 to 28. So they know it's a fun group of people, and to attract fun group of people, you need a fun chaperone or tour guide. She was Paula. I freaking love her. She lives in Barcelona. I forgot her last name, so anyways, if you get her, she's awesome. Is this a good trip to go to if you're going absolutely by yourself, solo? Yes, that's exactly what I did, and it was so fun. You make so many friends, and I would say half of the people there went alone too. So it's not a big deal. Everyone makes friends there, and it's pretty awesome getting to meet so many different strangers. Everyone there is trying to have a good time. Like, you're spending a month in Europe, or a month in or however long you're staying and wherever you're going. Like, you're on vacation. So everyone's there, everyone's at their highest, trying to have the best time that they possibly can. So even if you're going alone, even if you're going with a boyfriend or girlfriend, with some friends, like, you're gonna have a good time and you're gonna meet people there. We stayed at pretty cool hotels too, and some of them were hostels, but none that I'd be like, ew, that was nasty, or ew. Like it was all good, it was all fine. You're in Europe, like, you're not worrying about where you're staying, but the places we stayed were cool. So alright, so now let's dig deep into the cons of EF College Break and what I didn't like about my experience there. There's not much I didn't like. But one thing that I didn't like was the fact that we traveled by bus. We wasted a lot of our time traveling from one city to the other, because in theory, I think a lot of people think, oh, like, it's Europe, like, I'm just gonna take the bus everywhere, the train everywhere. And that's great until you actually do it. Because you don't want to spend 5 hours of your day on this bus traveling from city to city, which would have been fine, and I get it. I get it, it makes sense. But like, you take this bus at 7, and then you waste sometimes like hours going to a different city, and then by the time you get there, it's already like almost the evening or the afternoon, so you don't get to take advantage of your day as much as you normally would. So I kind of wish that the bus would, like, we got to go on the bus at night and sleep on the bus, but at the same time, I'm glad we didn't, because that would have been a really uncomfortable sleep. So I guess there's really no winning there, but that is one thing to keep in mind. Another thing was drinking. Not that they said that we couldn't drink or anything like that, but there were certain cages where it was frowned upon, or like we shouldn't have been drinking. Like, we went kayaking in the south of France, and I got this right, the Verdun George. Bruh. Breathtaking, one of the best days of my life, and it was partially because I was tipsy and I was just so happy and appreciating everything around me. So I remember we drank on the bus. Ooh, rebels. So we drank on the bus, but we were legal in Europe, so like, so we drank on the bus, and that was frowned upon, and we got called out for it, and like, anyways, but they're not like hugely strict on that. Like I said, it's just like frowned upon in certain situations. So that was a bit of a bummer because it was a way that we could be 21 without being 21, because I think it was like 19 at the time. The only other con I'd say besides those two that I mentioned is the price. It is expensive. Looking at it now that I have way more travel experience, I wouldn't have put $5 grand on a trip like that. But at the same time, I can't say that because I got so much out of it. So many tours, so many excursions, friends made, everything set up, didn't have to worry about anything. So that's all pretty much included in the price, like your comfort, you know? But with $5 grand now, I could do, oh, actually it wasn't even $5 grand. $5 grand was a trip plus the money I wasted there. Ended up being like a total like over $7 grand. Because with $7 grand, I could have definitely still gone to all those cities and planned things myself. But like I said, the comfort's included in the price. So if you're not big into traveling, if this is one of your first times traveling, if you're looking to do something crazy and spontaneous, I would suggest you do it because you get to pay monthly. So it doesn't hurt that bad when you think of it that way. But yeah, guys, that was my experience. I hope you guys got a little bit out of it or understood more how it's like to travel with them. I'll try and insert some videos and pictures along the video or here at the end so you guys can get a feel for how it's like there. But just know that if you go, you're gonna have so much fun. And I am so happy for you that you're even getting to live this moment because it's amazing. Traveling is great. And yeah, guys, that's it for today's video. See you guys next time. Bye!